Good afternoon, everyone. This is Terry again. Call this part two on tips and tricks and some little things that I've done, or you might think of on building your electric bikes or buying one. So this is this afternoon. The first part was, we'll call this part two, was this morning. So we'll try to pick up where I left off. A little bit. So basically, as I was saying this morning, there's kind of three types of people or kits or things you're going to do. One, you're either going to purchase a bike that's ready to go, and it's a Catrike system, it's a ice trike system, it's some sort of system that the manufacturer has made for their bike, which a lot of them have offer something this day and age. And you're going to purchase that already installed, and you're going to ride with it. And as things you need service or want to get a part, you go back to them, and the parts should be more available. So that's kind of the benefit of doing that. Secondly, you're going to have like a Catrike here, for instance, and you're going to want to put a kit on it. So, and your choices are either go to Catrike and get what they're putting on their bikes and put that on there, and which works fine if that's what you're wanting to do, or you're going to go the custom route, which is the third choice, which is what I've done. I wanted more range than the manufacturers are offering. I wanted more speed and more freedom of choice to do what I want. It's also comes along with that choice. It comes, it's more work on your part. You've got to figure things out because the manufacturer isn't helping you per se. So it's like in my case, I had to make the dropouts, and I went with a hub drive, and where am I going to put the batteries? Where am I going to put the controller? So them type of issues. And so the negative with that is I don't have a local dealer to work with. I have to deal with maybe people out of the country or across the country. So that's things to consider when you're going to get a bike. I think it's a big thing to consider is can you get service and parts, because that's why I kind of have three bikes. So one's my wife's, the orange one, and the other two are mine. And if I can't get a battery, or I have an issue with the controller, or some doodad, the throttle. I've had one throttle go out, and a throttle on my friend's wife's bikes went out. And I've had two controllers on my 72-volt system have issues. Now the hub drive themselves has been bulletproof. I've got 30,000 miles on them. And the hub themselves has required no maintenance or has never given me any grief. But I've had, like I said, two controllers on a 72-volt system. So there's something going on there. I haven't got that figured out. So things to consider when you're purchasing. Where I've mounted my batteries on the trikes here, on the Catrikes, I put them in the triangle area, and I put two because I want long range, and I want performance and handling, so it balances out. You got weight on each side equal. On this one, as you look from other videos, I've had it in the middle under the seat in between the two little frame pieces there on the 700. So I mounted the battery there. If you look at my other batteries videos, there's the batteries I had on the green bike. These I got in the triangle again. These are called triangle batteries from Luna Cycles. So that's where I did that. And controllers, I had the green bike here. I had that mounted in the bag. and it fit in the Catrike bag, and it was setting back here, and then I put the other bag for storage because the batteries were up under here. On these bikes over here, I got the controller here. This is a phase runner Grin technology. It works very well for 2,000 to 3,000 watt systems. I don't think it's up to, even though they say it will do it, I don't think it works well for the 4,000. I think that's too much for it. So, but they're very good. They're for 2,000 and under watt systems, very good, lightweight, very trick, very small. Gives you a lot of opportunities to put it on the bike. They just take 2 little zip ties. It's a quarter of the size of like this Catrike, for instance. That's about 4 by 6, and this is like 4 by 2, so quite a bit smaller, at least half the size. And this one, I got a Catrike controller on it, and I'll get down here. This is kind of low. I don't know if you can see it, but there it's zip tied onto the side on the other side of the frame member there, and got that on there. And this was my original battery I had made for the Catrike bags on the 700. And I quit. They worked very well, looked great, but I quickly realized I wanted more range. That goes back to another thing of any electrical e-bike you're making. If I was to have one recommendation, despite whatever kit you may be getting, get as much battery as you want. If you think you're going to run 25 to 50 miles, get a bigger battery, so you, because it's definitely no fun running out of battery and having to pedal a 60, 80 pound bike back, or sitting there worrying about it, and you're got an electric bike, but you're only doing 10 or 15 miles an hour because you're afraid to run out of battery. So my line of thought is you can't get too much battery. It's kind of like your car. If it can, most cars can do 300 to 600 miles of range or something. And I know you don't drive that every day, but it sure is handy to have that and not have to stop and fill up or worry about where you're at. So it's the same on e-bikes. Battery, 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 battery. Put your money there, and to get that, to get things, a lot of times it's 2 batteries, and that will also help the handling, balance them out. Put one on the left and one on the right. But that's my big recommendation, is buy a bigger battery and maybe have 2 of them. I run mine in parallel, so they never have to switch them on and off. They just feed off the other and continue riding. And the other tip I would have is, zip tying things on. And then if you're going to do a custom route like what I've done, for instance, I made prototypes of this as my dropout to hold the hub in the Catrikes. This one's made of steel. I've got them in aluminum and steel. So that's that. I've got some extra one in the local machine shop. Ended up making them once I had the rough thing. Also, I take this material here, a little foam board. Not sure exactly what you call it, but you can get a big sheet of it. This is 2 inches thick. Home Depot, Lowe's. And I do custom cutouts. So this in particular was a controller I was looking to get, which was this size. And I quickly, because I was determining whether it would fit in this Catrike bag. And I could see that it was going to be very tight, so I said the controller, I ended up getting was this little smaller unit. And that was due because I had some idea of what to do. I actually made a mock-up of the size of the controller. And I also did the same with batteries. Before I bought these batteries, I made a foam or cardboard cutout of the dimensions of the battery, get the dimensions from the seller manufacturer. And I held it on the frame, and I could see that it would fit where I want it to fit and be pleasing, you know, and work well, which it has. So that's little tips. Make you some cardboard or foam cutouts of all your parts you're going to mount for your bike, and that will be a great help to you. And then you can kind of visualize and tape them on and see exactly where you want to mount them. So on this, I got, like I said, the batteries in the bags left and right. I got mine are all throttle based. You can get torque and different sensors. And my advice on all these things, as you get more and more devices, gauges, and features, brake, you know, what do they call it, regenerative braking, it adds complication and cost to things. It's like on this Crystalite controller, on the way I run it, I'll lay it down so you can see it better. But all the wires I use are right there. So what is that? There's 4 wires, 5 wires. There's a little one, well, 6. Let me count them out here. That's the throttle. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 wires is what I used my system. So now if I have a problem, that's fairly easy to track down because you got 6 wires. Now here in the purple, I bundled them up, are the ones I don't use, and there's 4 of them. That's for your, or 5, I got 5 of them, pardon. I got the controller display. I got brake cutoffs. I'm not sure what each one is, but I have 5 that I don't use on this Crystalite. And the Grunt Technology even uses less. They don't have hardly any of that. Now maybe that can be provided and plugged into it, but the ones I have very few wires. So it keeps it simple and less problems of breaking down. Anytime you have a lot of features, that just opens the door to more downtime on your bike and more trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So my system has as few wires as possible. Makes it look clean, and it's very simple to diagnose and quickly find out what the problem is. It's very modular as well. So a lot of the mid drives have everything built into the motor. So if something goes down, some ratcheting pawls or a gear or a belt or whatever may be in there, the parts of the controller, you have to tear apart the motor or some part of the motor, disassemble it or take it off the bike to figure these things out. And where mine, it's a, you know, is it an issue with the motor? Well, it's there. Is it the controller? Well, it's there. Is it the throttle? It's up there. So I have 3 parts, they're separated, and I really like that. I think it makes it easy to work on. It's either the motor, controller, battery, I guess 4 parts, the batteries. So you can quickly diagnose that. I have 4 parts: batteries, motor, throttle, and controller. That's all I'm running on my bike. So hopefully this information's helped you out a little bit. It's the purpose of my videos is to share stuff and with you all, and then also learn from you guys as well as you guys. So feel free to make some comments, and give me a little feedback, and of course like and subscribe and all that good stuff doesn't hurt either, and I appreciate that so much. So that's my time, and this is part 2, and hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching and have a great week.